Hello, Kentucky. Could Colin Chandler be Kentucky's Final Four guy? That would be surprising. Before the news, subscribe to the channel to receive more news from the Cats. Under Mark Pope, who has faced the challenge of molding a roster in transition, Kentucky has oscillated between moments of brilliance and worrying inconsistencies. This duality was put under the spotlight after the departure of Jackson Robinson, leaving a significant gap in both offensive production and the collective confidence of the group. But, as history teaches us, Kentucky's most memorable runs have often been driven not by established stars, but by those players who emerged at the right time, overcoming their own limitations and raising the level of the team when it was most needed. Colin Chandler, thus far, has been an enigmatic figure on this roster. He's the kind of player who can light up the arena with a three-point shot at a crucial moment, but he can also make questionable decisions that leave fans and analysts scratching their heads. But in recent weeks, something has changed. His numbers have started to climb, his efficiency has increased, and he's shown flashes of a player capable of taking on bigger roles. Over the past 4 games, Chandler has posted impressive averages, including shooting over 40% from 3. Those numbers, while modest, suggest he may be finding his groove just in time for the NCAA tournament. The comparison to Kentucky greats Cameron Mills, Marquis Teague, and Trey Lyles is not made lightly. Each of those players had an outsized impact during the Wildcats' runs to the national title or the Final Four. Mills, who seemed irrelevant for much of his career, became an unlikely hero in 1997. Teague, often overshadowed by stars like Anthony Davis, showed unexpected maturity in critical moments. And Lyles, even on a team loaded with talent, has elevated his game exactly when it was needed most. Now it's up to Chandler to follow in his footsteps. What makes Chandler so intriguing is his ability to surprise. He's not your typical freshman star who arrives in Lexington surrounded by hype and expectations. Instead, he's a player who has grown slowly, weathering ups and downs as he's tried to find his place on a team that has at times seemed lost in itself. But that journey of growth could be exactly what sets him up for a breakout performance in the playoffs. March basketball is known for rewarding those who embrace the moment, and Chandler has shown signs that he can be that kind of player. Plus, the timing couldn't be more perfect. With Robinson gone, Kentucky desperately needs someone who can fill that scoring and energy void. Chandler has the ideal profile to do that. A shooter who can stretch the opposing defense and create opportunities for his teammates. If he can push his average above 10 points per game during the tournament, something that seems plausible based on his recent performance, he could be the catalyst that pushes the Wildcats to San Antonio. Of course, there are challenges to overcome. Kentucky's once trademark defense has been inconsistent this season, and Chandler's ability to avoid critical mistakes will be key to his team's advancement. But as we've seen so many times before, March basketball isn't just about who has the best team on paper. It's about who can find the right chemistry at the right time. And in this case, Chandler could be the missing piece of the puzzle. Mark Pope, with his tactical nous, will play a big part in that equation. He'll need to carefully manage Chandler's minutes, ensuring that he has enough freedom to shine without compromising the team's overall balance. If Pope can bring out Chandler's potential while keeping the rest of the roster engaged and focused, the Wildcats could surprise a lot of people in this tournament. Kentucky's run to the Final Four will depend on a number of factors, but none of them seem as promising as Colin Chandler's potential. He represents that unique blend of talent, opportunity, and timing that defines the greatest moments in college basketball. Let's get to it. What about football? One thing now seems certain. Vince Marrow, a key cog in the machinery that sustains Mark Stoops' program, will remain in Lexington. This decision is a relief for Wildcats fans, especially at a time when stability and continuity are key to maintaining the level of competitiveness that has been achieved in recent years. Marrow, whose name has often been linked to head coaching vacancies at programs in different conferences, was once again on the radar this offseason. The opportunity arose with the unexpected departure of Scott Loeffler from Bowling Green, opening up an opening in the MAC. Given Marrow's deep connection to the state of Ohio, where he grew up and built his reputation as a relentless recruiter, it was not hard to imagine that he would seriously consider the offer. After all, returning to his roots and leading a program in his home region could be an irresistible appeal for many coaches. However, as negotiations progressed, it became clear that Marrow was more inclined to remain at Kentucky. According to Kentucky Sports Radio, although he did participate in an interview with Bowling Green, the talks did not progress beyond that point. Marrow opted to continue his career in Lexington, where he has established himself as an indispensable figure since joining Mark Stoops' staff in 2013. Marrow's impact on the Wildcats program is diverse. As a tight ends coach, and perhaps more importantly, as one of the most effective recruiters in the country, he has played a crucial role in transforming Kentucky into a consistent contender in the competitive SEC landscape. His ability to attract top-tier talent to the program has been a cornerstone of the Wildcats' recent success. Not surprisingly, this offseason, Marrow helped bring in former Bowling Green offensive lineman Alex Woolschleicher to bolster Kentucky's roster. Such a move demonstrates not only his ability to identify talent, but also his influence in the transfer market. Over the years, Marrow has been consistently linked to head coaching vacancies at programs of varying sizes. Whether it's the MAC, the Sun Belt, or even traditional group of 5 schools, his name always comes up as a serious candidate. This offseason, in addition to Bowling Green, he also interviewed with Southern Mississippi. In the past, there have been concerns among Kentucky fans that he might leave the program for jobs at Louisville or North Carolina, 2 destinations that could pose significant emotional and professional challenges. Despite these temptations, Marrow has decided to remain loyal to Kentucky. That loyalty reflects not only his confidence in the project led by Mark Stoops, but also his understanding of the impact he can have on the program. In a sport where frequent coaching and assistant changes are almost a constant, the stability provided by figures like Marrow is a valuable asset. He's not just a coach. He's a quiet architect of the Wildcats' success, someone whose work behind the scenes often doesn't get the public recognition it deserves, but whose results speak for themselves. With spring practice approaching, Marrow's decision to stay at Kentucky allows the program to move forward without significant disruption. For Mark Stoops, that means being able to count on one of his most trusted collaborators as he works to fine-tune the roster and prepare the team for next season. For the players, it's a guarantee that they'll continue to receive guidance from someone who not only understands the game, but also knows how to shape careers and create opportunities. Vince Marrow's stay at Kentucky is more than just off-season news. It's a reminder that even amid speculation and outside opportunities, there's invaluable value in building something lasting. Marrow has chosen to continue his journey in Lexington, and that choice reflects both his belief in the project and its importance to the future of the program. As the Wildcats prepare for another season, fans can breathe a sigh of relief knowing that one of the most important pieces of the puzzle remains in place. What do you think? Let us know in the comments.